You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
And what is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the NBL Live pregame show, and that's brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, Web3KS.com. They do a ton of graphics for us here on NBL Live, including that overlay you see each and every week, and a bunch of other graphics across the network. So if you need graphics done for an affordable price, head over to Web3KS.com. They are the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man Sonny Weaver, taking you up to some Week 3 action between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, before we get to that game, just a couple news and notes from around the network. You missed it. Came out yesterday. It'll be coming out every Monday. It's that NBL Network update hosted by yours truly. If you're looking for our schedule each and every week, you want to find out which podcasts are coming out, what everyone's going to be talking about, when those NBL Live games are, well, you're going to want to tune into the network. Every Monday, we'll be releasing this network update to give you the lay of the land of what's coming out this week. Sonny, it's an interesting change from what we've been doing in the past, trying to get the schedule a little more regular, and hopefully can get people to tune in and know when our shows are coming out.
Yeah, it's always good to be regular. I think many
Don't make
doctors,
a joke. Don't make
many
a joke.
doctors will tell
No,
their
you
patients
stop
that. I did it. I got it in there. Pause. Anyways, no, I think it's a good move here on the network. Obviously, our good man OSU over here spearheading that effort, but it gives people something to look forward, right? Because you know what you're looking forward to every week if you're a fan of the NBL Network. You've got great shows like building the franchise. You got NBL Live, and you've got the various different things that you get to look forward to every week. So I know that people that set their schedules, they know they're always going to be able to make it.
Yeah, it's really going to be a helpful tools for you guys. So that's going to come out every Monday. Hit that subscribe button so you know when we post new videos. And if you did check that out, you'll know that not only do we have a game tonight, we have a game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. That's going to be a great game between the Seahawks and the Colts. So back-to-back NBL Live nights, then podcasts coming out every Friday. All right, but let's talk about the game we got in hand today. It is the Jaguars and the Ravens, two teams looking to make a name for themselves and prove that they are somebody to be looking out for, possibly come playoff time. Let's look at the players to watch in this game. First, on the side of the Jacksonville Jaguars, it is, of course, their big wide receiver, Allen Robinson. He's already got 2 touchdowns on the year, averaging 19.4 yards per catch. Sonny, this is a guy who is a major weapon and will be huge for the returning Blake Bortles, who has been out the last couple weeks of injury. They're saying that he's going to be playing today through that injury, maybe coming back a little early, but with the quarterback issues they've had, having a guy like Allen Robinson out there should be a big boost for Blake Bortles.
Yeah, and really Allen Robinson he's had a good year up to this point, 5 receptions, 97 yards. That's over 2 games. So averaging about 50 yards a game and a touchdown. But really, he could be doing so much more. Chad Henne, they went with him early after Bortles got hurt in the preseason. I'm not sure Henne was the answer. They brought in Kaepernick in the offseason to try to compete for that job. That hasn't gone well. So now they rush Bortles back in. And really the question is going to be, does Blake Bortles make a difference? I'm not sure it does, but I know Allen Robinson is hoping it will.
And on the flip side, on the side of the Baltimore Ravens, a team that I think most people would consider maybe not ready to compete yet. They do have a veteran quarterback in Joe Flacco. He's completing almost 60% of his passes this year already. He's thrown 3 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions. Sonny, the big question with this Baltimore Ravens team is there enough talent on this team to compete in an AFC North where we saw 3 teams get a lot better through the draft and through free agency, and the Baltimore Ravens just sort of stayed stagnant?
Well, the Baltimore Ravens, they've done some good things. I'm not down on the Baltimore Ravens. They've got tight ends out the wazoo, plenty of targets there for Joe Flacco to throw to. On the inside, I have some questions about the receivers. On the outside, obviously, Jeremy Maclin, Mike Wallace, the older veterans. You've got Perriman. Some different things we've got to watch. One thing I'm concerned about, though, is that defense. I'm not sure they've got the pass rushers they once had. They've not been able to replenish those pass rushers, and that's what I'm watching tonight. Can that defensive front seven get pressure on Blake Bortles?
Yeah, it's a far cry from the time when Haloti Ngata was manning the interior of that in his prime. Now it just seems like that defense is struggling. But these are two teams, Sonny. We're about ready to send it out of the game. Two teams that this is an opportunity for them to get a win and put themselves going in the right direction. Who do you like in this game? Is Baltimore going to come out with a win behind the veteran quarterback in Joe Flacco? Or are the Jacksonville Jaguars, again, big injury, no Leonard Fournette for the Jaguars, but Blake Bortles is back this week. Are they going to be able to come away with a victory?
So I'm going to actually roll with the Baltimore Ravens in this one. And the reason I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens is the secondary of the Jacksonville Jaguars, something we haven't talked about yet. Boye and Ramsey, they're one of the best combos of cornerbacks in NBL. I think they're going to get a couple picks on Flacco, maybe take one back to the house. I think the defense is going to be hard to throw on, making it hard for the Ravens to score. I'm going to go ahead and say Jacksonville wins this one 20-14.
Wow, Jacksonville, the pick from our very own Sonny Weaver. And again, folks, get your predictions into the chat throughout the first quarter. But it's about game time, folks. We're ready to send it to Jacksonville. Coming up next, it's Week 3 action here on NBL Live. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
My name is Rex Dixon.
Greg Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network. And you're watching the MBLN Network.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's been dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks. Who catches it, makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is dropping back. He's got open over the middle.
Wow.
That big playmaker ability as he finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown. And we are live, NBL Live here, broadcast number 121, folks. We got some Week 3 action between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ravens coming in at 1-1, Jaguars coming in at 0-2. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm always sure I'm hanging out with my man, Sonny Weaver. Let's send it to our third member of our crew, Z-Star Star. On the Jacksonville Jaguars side, no Leonard Fournette today. We know that that's a big injury for them, but Blake Bortles coming back. What is the Jacksonville Jaguars coaches hoping to see from Blake Bortles that they didn't see from Chad Henne in the first 2 games?
They're excited to have their starting quarterback back in the lineup, and they feel he has a much bigger and stronger arm, so they're able to stretch the field more. And even without Fournette, they have a plethora of running backs, so I think they're going to have a very nice balanced attack offensively today.
And we are ready to kick this one off. Baltimore is going to get the ball first here. A driving rain here in Baltimore. Sonny, what sort of effect is that going to have on these two teams? We've seen weather play a big factor early in this NBL season.
Well, we'll see how it works here early in the game. I think you're going to see both teams trying to run the ball early. Obviously, Jacksonville would feel better if Leonard Fournette was playing in this game, but that isn't an option. Joe Flacco does have the big arm, though. He may be able to drive the ball through the wind. We'll find out early in this game what kind of effect it'll have on the downfield throws.
Yeah, Flacco at the helm. He comes out 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for the Baltimore Ravens. Terrence West starting at running back for the Ravens this year. First and 10, it's going to be a handoff to West, who cuts it back up inside. Had a big hole up to the 32-yard line. He gets 7 yards out of that one. The run game going to be a big focus for the Baltimore Ravens, but on that play, it almost looked like West had an opportunity to break that one.
Yeah, he tried to cut a little too early, ended up cutting into the defender. He was trying to get just past that cut behind the block, but instead he cut into the block.
2nd and 3 for the Ravens. Ball on the 32-yard line. 2 wide receivers. Ortiz going in motion from left to right. It's going to be Flacco dropping back to pass here on 2nd and 3, and he's going to toss this one underneath. It is complete down to the 43-yard line. 11-yard pitch and catch, and Flacco looking to get in a rhythm early here. Has no trouble finding Wallace underneath.
And I'll be interested to see how they try to attack this defense. We obviously talked about the 2 cornerbacks here for Jacksonville. So are they going to intentionally work the middle of the field, try to work some of these linebackers? You've got Miles Jack playing middle linebacker. So you've got a little bit of an inexperienced linebacker there, but you do have him flanked by 2 really good linebackers in Paul Posluszny, as well
Penn
as
State Nittany Lion.
Yes, former Penn State Nittany Lion. So it'll be curious how they attack this group.
1st and 10 for Flacco and the Ravens. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Terrence West in the backfield here early in the first quarter. Flacco dropping back. He's going to hand it off to Terrence West, and nothing doing there. He's going to actually go down at the 46-yard line. We'll give him 2 yards on that one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8.
And so we see runs, we see working underneath in the middle. Nothing to the outside yet. At some point, they're going to have to come up with a way to attack it. I would look for some sort of flood concept to one side, basically putting too many guys for either one of those cornerbacks to stop in either area.
2nd and 8 for the Baltimore Ravens, looking to score on this first drive of the game. Shotgun formation for Flacco. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left. Macklin alone on the right side of that field. He's got Terrence West in the backfield, split out to the left. Flacco changing up the play as he surveys the defense. He's going to be dropping back to pass here on 2nd and 8. He's going to toss this out to Terrence West, who has the first down at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 yards on that play. And so far, Baltimore being very cautious throwing the ball. Sonny, we're focusing on those underneath routes in this driving rain. Got to get Flacco into some sort of rhythm.
Yeah, and right there, it was nice play design. It was cover 3 sky from the defense. You had the whip route that held the linebacker there, allowing that flat route to come underneath it. It was basically a one-read throw.
1st and 10 now for Baltimore, driving as they're in enemy territory. Joe Flacco comes out under center. He's got 2 tight ends over to the right side of that formation. Terrence West in the backfield, 2 wide receivers split out to the left. Macklin and Wallace. We'll see how much Flacco uses those wide receivers, as it's going to be tight end coming in motion to the backfield. It's going to be handoff to Terrence West, and great pursuit there to bring down Terrence West in the backfield. It's a 3-yard loss on 1st down, and Dante Fowler getting into the backfield. Sonny, that's going to be a key for Jacksonville. If they can hold the rush and force Joe Flacco to throw the ball, Jacksonville, I think, has a very good chance to win this game.
Yeah, and that was a missed block there. You had a tight end using a right tackle there to chip on him. Fowler splits the block, just goes straight through and gets the West in the backfield. That's a missed block assignment by 2 guys.
It's never good when it's not good when you have 1 guy missing your blocking assignments. It's really never good when you have 2 guys missing blocking assignments. Now it's 2nd and long, and Flacco's going to come out in the shotgun formation. He's got 3 wide receivers once again, 2 over to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 in the backfield as Flacco dropping back to pass here on 2nd and 13. He looks over to that left side, and what a throw! And he's going to take this one to the house. 48 yards for a touchdown. Baltimore, they strike first, and who else but Brashad Perriman with the catch, and Joe Flacco firing that one in there in the driving rain. There he's able to put Baltimore up early as the extra point is up and is good. Baltimore 7-0 lead early.
And we talked about the 2 cornerbacks, Bouye and Ramsey, early in this game. And what they did there was they had Brashad Perriman on the slot cornerback there. And there's a big drop-off from those top 2 cornerbacks to the slot cornerback there. Good play design. Now, if I'm Jacksonville, I'm going to make an adjustment from the coaching staff. I'm going to have them put their top cornerbacks on the speed. So I want Perriman and Wallace covered. I'm going to look to make Jeremy Macklin beat me in this game.
Well, yeah, and that's the interesting question in this one, Sonny. I mean, how effective are Mike Wallace and Macklin in this game, especially at where they are in their careers? Are they really guys that are going to be able to beat some of the speedy cornerbacks that Jacksonville has?
Well, I definitely think Mike Wallace still has the speed. I think Macklin's a good number 2 possession receiver, so I don't think you need one of those top cornerbacks on Macklin necessarily.
Throw underneath, and Hurts puts the ball on the ground, and it's recovered by the Ravens. The rain takes its toll. Allen Hurns catches that one and just had the ball straight up ripped out of his hands, and now Baltimore an opportunity to go up 2 scores early. Sonny, I don't think that's quite what the Jacksonville Jaguars were hoping for in their first play of the game.
Yeah, and so the spin move there was probably a little unnecessary. I'm not real sure what Allen Hurns was looking to do there. If he kept running, he probably picks up some yardage. Instead, he tries to spin and loses the ball in the rain.
Especially in this weather, you got to be conservative with your moves and make sure you secure that pigskin. As Baltimore, great field position. They lose 1 yard on the first play. And that's going to bring up a 2nd 11 ball on the 30-yard line. Flacco comes out, 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left. Macklin alone to the right side, and Terrence West, or excuse me, that is Kenneth Dixon into the game in the backfield with Flacco in the shotgun. 2nd and 11. As Flacco changes up the play, he is going to hand it off to Dixon, who cuts it right up the middle. He's got a big hole. He's going to get near the first down marker. They're calling down at the 21-yard line. It's going to bring up a big 3rd and 3 here. And if you're Jacksonville and you're looking for a little confidence here, Sonny, a stop on this play, holding them to a field goal after the turnover would be a big boost.
Yeah, and anything you can get get here as far as not giving up 7 is big for Jacksonville because they have not started this game how they want to.
Nobody wants to start with a fumble. 3rd and 3 for the Baltimore Ravens. Flacco in the shotgun once again. He's going to split his running back out wide to the right. That is Danny Woodhead into the game. It's going to be Flacco passing. He looks over and finds his tight end underneath. It is complete for a first down at the 14-yard line. The rain has not affected Flacco so far. 4 of 4 for 75 yards, and he finds Max Williams underneath for a big first down for this Baltimore Ravens offense.
And once again, Baltimore capitalizing, really not working the 2 cornerbacks we talked about in the opening. When I took the Jacksonville Jaguars, I was saying they would lock them down, but really Flacco doing a good job of not trying to challenge those cornerbacks right now.
We'll see what sort of adjustments the Jacksonville Jaguars defense may have, seeing that pattern. As on 1st and 10, it's going to be Macklin coming in motion. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle for Terrence West. And West, a nice job weaving his way through traffic. He's going to get 9 yards up to the 5-yard line, bring up a 2nd and 1. And so far, Sonny, this Jacksonville defense really has looked overmatched by Baltimore Ravens offense. I don't think anybody saw this sort of explosiveness out of.
Baltimore's doing a good job of exploiting matchups. They're getting that motion there, basically making a weak
Welcome to the
box.
network, baby.
Miles Jack, the middle linebackers, got to do better on the inside, basically stuffing those interior runs.
Hey, big shout out to Justin Knapp, who just subscribed to the network. We appreciate everybody who subscribes to the NBL network. We hope you'll keep coming to our NBL live games and all of our NBL programming, as Terrence West is able to get the first down. He just sneaks over that line to the 4-yard line. Baltimore up 7-0, and a golden opportunity here in the first quarter in the rain. Sonny, what sort of opportunity does Jacksonville have if the rain continues like it is and Jacksonville is forced to rely on their pass game to get down the field?
Well, that could be a problem. One thing you do have going for you is you have Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns, 2 really good deep ball threats. I just worry about the accuracy of Blake Bortles in that situation.
1st and goal, and it's going to be Flacco. He's going to pass this one out to the flat, looking for, I believe that was Max Williams with the catch. He does catch it, and he's going to get maybe a yard on that play up to the 3-yard line. Excuse me, that was Gilmore with the catch. 7-0 Baltimore on top here as we're nearing the end of the first quarter. We appreciate everybody tuning in here to NBL Live broadcast number 121 here. We have season 26 action. This is week 3 between
Welcome to the network,
Baltimore
baby.
Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to Jayless, who just subscribed to the network. Appreciate each and everybody out there who is tuned into NBL Live. 2nd and goal, I formation, 2 tight ends over to the right side of that formation. And it looks like it's going to be a handoff to West. He's got a big hole. He walks into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Baltimore Ravens. Sonny, what is Terrence West? I mean, is this a guy who is a reliable #1 running back? He was really chased out of Cleveland early in his career. He's had this resurgence in Baltimore. Is this a guy who Baltimore can rely on to get a steady rushing attack?
You know, I don't think so. I think West is just kind of the guy here right now. I'll say right there, that was all on the fullback. The fullback put a nice seal on the end, basically creating a lane for West to run through that I think I could have even ran through. So that touchdown run right there was all blocking. Now, West is probably an average back, but if the Baltimore Ravens line keeps blocking like they are, I don't think it really matters who carries the ball.
So, Sonny, it's not that impressive that you could fit through that hole. It's a matter of whether I could fit through that hole, because you're much smaller than I am. 1st and 10 now for the Jacksonville Jaguars in those teal uniforms. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for the Jags. And it's going to be Blake Bortles. After that early fumble by Allen Hurns, looking to get the offense rolling. It's a play-action pass. Bortles gets hit, and Bortles goes down. Bowser into the backfield. He's not a dinosaur in this game. He gets Blake Bortles on his back early. And really, Sonny, this is a disastrous start for the Jaguars, as they've had 2 offensive plays and 2 Sonny Weaver splash plays.
Yeah, Mario reference there. Good job.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
But anyways, if another fun fact, if me and you each had 1 yard of offense, we'd have as much offense as the Jacksonville Jaguars have had here in the first quarter.
That's never good. That's never good, as the handoff is to Grant. Grant's got a big hole. He's got the first down and more. Look at him go up to the 41-yard line, 26 yards on that play. No Leonard Fournette today for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Grant getting the start. We heard from the owner on Isolated that it was going to be a running back by committee. And Grant, well, he's shown strong early in this game as his first carry goes for 26.
And good job there by the Jacksonville Jaguars play calling. They see a weak box there. They get a running play set up there. Line blocks it well, and Grant does the rest after it. It's good to spread the field out if you've got more of a quicker back here in Grant, not the power back we're used to with Leonard Fournette.
Bunch formation to the right for Blake Bortles. Allen Robinson alone on that left side. Grant in the backfield. First and 10 for the Jaguars. Bortles dropping back to pass, and he looks over the middle of the field. I can't hang on to that one. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Looking for the seam right up the middle, but this driving rain. Let's send it down to the third member of our crew, Z-Star Star. I hope you have an umbrella down there. What was the message to the Jaguars offense after the early one-play fumble by Allen Hurns?
The message was simple. Don't hit the panic button. There's a ton of football left to be played. Stick to the game plan. And as you see, they have a ton of playmakers. That was a drop, but Jakeem Grant with a nice run earlier in the drive.
Yeah, and Grant goes down there in the backfield for no gain. Mosley with the tackle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. It's going to be on Blake Bortles to convert this one 14-0. Baltimore up early in this game, benefiting from an early turnover. Allen Hurns on the first offensive play for the Jaguars puts the old pigskin on the ground. And Baltimore got great field position. We're able to punch it in with a Terrence West run to put them up 2 scores, and now Jacksonville looking to answer. 3 wide receivers out there for Blake Bortles. 2 over to the right, 1 to the left. That is Allen Robinson and TJ Yeldon into the game. On 3rd down, 4:58 and counting to go here in the first half. Bortles changing up the play. As it looks like the rain might be letting up a little bit, as Bortles is going to have to get rid of this one quickly, and he finds Lee, and it's a first down to the 46-yard line. Sonny, I think Bortles might have heard your criticism. He made a nice throw there to Lee with pressure in his face, was able to get a big first down for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, and really, the pre-play there, you've got to look at the pre-play. You saw the alignment from the defense. You had the cornerbacks playing off. You had the safeties cheating forward, so you knew it was man coverage. Then they pressed to bring the cornerbacks down. Good check there by Blake Bortles to throw that out route.
1st and 10 for the Jaguars. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Bortles as he dropped back to pass again. Blitz is coming, he gets it off, and he finds Allen Robertson, old reliable on the left side. It's another first down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You feel this offense getting into a little bit of a rhythm here, trying to cut into this Baltimore Ravens lead.
Good job there by Bortles. It looked like he wanted to go to his tight end. His tight end fell down on the route, so he moved up the field to the next progression. He saw Robinson, and Bortles right now looking like he's in command of this offense.
Blake Bortles comes out, 2 wide receivers out to the left, 2 tight ends. On 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Grant, trying to find something going. Flag on the play. He goes nowhere. And that insult to injury, it's a holding call. Sonny, it's the worst thing to see when a running back gets tackled in the backfield and there was still a holding call on the play. Yeah,
the only thing worse than that is a sack on a holding call.
Yeah, if you're going to hold him, at least make sure he doesn't get into the backfield. Now a 1st and 20 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll see what their approach is going forward, as it's going to be 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right side, 1 over to the left for Blake Bortles. He's got Grant in the backfield as Bortles changing up the play as he surveys the defense. On 1st and 20, it's going to be handoff to Grant, who has a hole up the middle, but a nice job there getting off his block and bringing down Grant for only a 5-yard gain on 1st down, bringing it to a 2nd and 15. It's a nice job there by Bowser getting off his tackle, and I won't make any more Mario references.
Yeah, Bowser in his first half here, 3 tackles already. Good job there. Like you said, he got off the block, reached out there, snagged him, slowed him down just enough to bring him to the ground. Seen a lot of good things out of him here in the first half.
2nd and 15, 3 wide receivers over to the left side, 1 tight end on the right side of that formation. It is Lewis. He's got Grant in the backfield, Bortles in the shotgun, as they're looking to cut into this lead as we're nearing the 2-minute warning here in the 2nd quarter. It's going to be Bortles taking the snap, and he's going to be looking to pass here on 2nd and 15. He's going to take a deep shot into double coverage, looking for Lee, and that one is intercepted, and Lee's going to try to take this one out of the end zone. He's up to the 20. He juke moves Blake Bortles, and look out, folks, he could go all the way. He's to the 30, the 20, the 10. Get out of here, big fella. The dangerous throw into double coverage, and Blake Bortles providing more of the same of what the Jacksonville Jaguars got from Chad Henne in the first 2 games. He throws a touchdown to the wrong team, and Baltimore has blown this one open, 21-0 here in the first half.
And the reality of that throw, we talked about Chad Henne and some of the issues he's had coming into this game. Blake Bortles steps in. Chad Henne's weren't bad decisions. They were bad throws. That was a bad decision by Blake Bortles. You had 2 coverage. You had a bracket. You had a guy over top, guy underneath. and you still threw it anyways.
Let's throw it down to C-Star. Star, as Bortles came off the field, was there any indication of the coaches going over and saying anything to him, or did he go on his own, or what was Bortles' mood coming off the field?
Yeah, I mean, the coaches grabbed him right off the sideline and said, listen, you got to make smart throws. If we want to come back and win this game, we need you to go through your progressions and not force anything downfield.
21-0 now. A huge hole for Jacksonville to dig themselves out of. 2:54 to go here in the first half. Jacksonville back on the field. 2 turnovers on their first 2 offensive possessions, and it's led to 14 Baltimore points. As well, that one was just not anywhere what they wanted. Terrell Suggs able to get the sack. His return from injury already coming into play with that sack. But, Sonny, I think on that play there were about 4 Baltimore Ravens already in the backfield by the time that Bortles finished that play action.
You've got to call better plays. This is the second time we've seen a man blitz, and not just a blitz, but a lot of guys coming here on first down. Expect that. Don't go with the play action on first down for Jacksonville. You got to look for something more, a quicker throw here on that 1st and 10.
2nd and 18, Hearns coming in motion. It's going to be a play action pass. Bortles dropping, looking over the middle of the field. He finds Allen Robinson. He's able to shake off 1 tackler. Can't shake off the second, but he gets 11 yards back. It's going to cut it down to a 3rd and 7. 2:20 to go. And so far, Jacksonville has not really been affected by this driving rain, Sonny. It's been purely the decisions by Allen Hearns and by Blake Bortles.
Yeah, really, like you said, it's been bad decision-making. I can say the Hearns decision was affected by the rain, but that Bortles throw was on point. It was just on point to a bad location.
Now a big 3rd down here as Bortles drops back to pass here on 3rd and 7. He rolls out to his right, throws it back over to left. He finds Allen Hearns. But Hearns was not running that route at the 1st down marker. He's going to be brought down 2 yards short. And Sonny, on that one, is it on Allen Hearns to get past the marker? You know, if you're running an in route all the way across the field, you've got to find a way to get to the sticks.
Yeah, but really, he shouldn't even have been in that play. You had the corner route on the right-hand side of the field. You don't want to throw back and across your bodies. It's one of the cardinal sins of quarterbacking, and Blake Bortles commits that there as he does throw back and across his body. Instead of being a turnover, it's just a short pass.
Well, now Baltimore, who's the 23rd ranked offense coming into this game, they have not looked like it so far, though they've been benefited by a defensive touchdown and some great field position. Now Baltimore has good field position. Once again, they're just on the 40-yard line, 1:48 to go. They have all 3 timeouts before the half and an opportunity to truly break this one open. They're already up 21-0. I formation right there for Joe Flacco. West at the top of that I. And he's got a receiver going in motion over to the right side of that formation. It's going to be a handoff to West, little stretch run. And West has some room. He shakes off Gibson. He spins past another. Terrence West, welcome to Sports Center as he goes down the sideline. He's going to get pushed out at the 4-yard line. Terrence West trying to prove to what I can only assume is Sonny Weaver that he can be a #1 back here in the NBL.
Still not buying it, Terrence, but at least you got that nice run there. Miles Jack with the saving... the touchdown-saving play there. And right now, Jacksonville's got to come up with some sort of pressure package here. They've got to get to Bortles, or excuse me, to Flacco, and they got to find a way to score.
Well, and just like that, somebody found a way to score, Sonny. It was Baltimore finding a way to score as Terrence West right up the middle, and Baltimore has blown this one open as the extra point is up and just sneaks in the right upright. It is good. 28-0, Baltimore on top. Sonny, the Baltimore Ravens are making your pregame pick look just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you travel across the pond to our good old friends in England and as part of this international series, the players don't travel well. The Jacksonville Jaguars are familiar with playing over there, but nonetheless, you know, sometimes you just don't travel well. Maybe that's the issue here. The question for me now becomes, does Baltimore sit its starters after half?
I just completely shell-shocked is what the Baltimore Ravens have been able to do in this game. 28-0, they're on top. We're not even at the end of the first half as Bortles dropping back to pass. He's trying to get something going. He finds Rivera with a beautiful diving catch for 3 yards. Not a whole lot there, and the clock is running. And, Sonny, you got to think if Jacksonville has any chance in this game, they got to get a score on this drive.
Yeah, maybe they're just thinking time to get out of here without an injury.
It's never good when you're in that mindset. 2nd and 7, Bortles dropping back to pass. He looks over the middle. He finds the tight end, Lewis, coming across the 44-yard line, 1:11 and counting. And Jacksonville's going to use their first timeout. Nice throw there by Blake Bortles. Able to get a little bit going, but It turns out when you just have nothing going on the offensive side of the ball, it is tough to keep your hopes up in this game. 28-0. Baltimore on top in this game, benefited by all sorts of mistakes by the Jacksonville Jaguars, as it looks like they're setting up a screen to the right side for Grant, and that one well covered. He's going to lose 3 yards down to the 41-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 13. And Sonny, we've talked about the offensive struggles. They already a pick 6 and a fumble, but you got to put some of the blame here on the Jacksonville defense. Has done absolutely nothing to stop the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, to be fair, they've only given up 21 points. 7 of those belong to Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles looking deep over the middle. He finds Allen Hurns coming across. A great job there by the Jacksonville offensive line, giving Blake Bortles all the time in the world to let that route develop. And Hurns catches it at the 34-yard line. 40 seconds and counting. 5 wide receivers out there for the Jaguars. Looks like they're setting up a wide receiver screen to Allen Hurns. And Hurns is going to be taken down at the 32-yard line. And just after we talked about some great blocking by the offensive line on the last play, on that one, the wide receivers just didn't have an opportunity to set up that screen, as that one only goes for 2 yards.
Yeah, and I don't really like that play call there. Obviously, the clock is running. That screen breaks inward, meaning you have no chance to get back outside to the sideline, so you were going to burn a timeout there. It just didn't seem like good clock management play calling there.
Bortles comes out under center. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. He's got Grant in the backfield as they're on the 32-yard line. Bortles dropping back to pass here on 2nd and 8. He's going to look for the corner route, and that one looked like just a dead duck coming out of his hand. Smith with the interception. Sonny, that one was a splash play, both figuratively and literally, as the rain is coming down. And it looked like Blake Bortles, that one was just one that slipped out of his hands.
So, do the Jacksonville Jaguars go to Colin Kaepernick after half? That's the question I'd be curious about.
Now 1st and 10 for the Baltimore Ravens, as they'll presumably just try to run out the clock here. It's going to be handoff to Terrence West. He's going to get up to the 20-yard line. 9 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown for West in this game. The Baltimore Ravens up 28-0. We appreciate everybody tuning in here to NBL Live Broadcast number 121. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Sonny Weaver, and the 3rd member of our crew, Z-Star, on the sideline. 10 seconds and counting. It looks like Baltimore just content to let this one run out. They're going to go into halftime with a 28-0 lead in this one. Sonny, is there any sort of adjustment Jacksonville can make, or is this one already so far out of hand that they should just put in the backups and make sure none of the starters get injured?
I think that's a question better left for our friend Z-Star. Z-Star, have you heard anything about a quarterback change on the Jacksonville sideline?
I haven't heard anything yet, but at this point, you got to think it's crossed head coach Doug Marone's mind.
And you talked to Marone coming out of halftime. I assume he's a little bit shell-shocked in this game, as we're also getting word that Lewis, the tight end, he's going to be out with a rib injury. And I think that we're going to have a quarterback change. Is Colin Kaepernick putting on the old jersey? Is his helmet on? What's going on down there?
Colin Kaepernick is warming up, and he's trying to do what he can to get this team back into the game.
Now 28-0. He's got a tall task ahead of him. Sonny, is this team any better with Colin Kaepernick at the helm?
Well, they can't be any worse at this point.
Sure they could. They could be down 35-0, 42-0.
The offense has scored 0. So, actually, the offense has given up 7 points.
So he could throw more interceptions to the other team for touchdowns. That would be technically worse.
Could just take a knee.
Is that worse? Is that worse than not throwing more interceptions? As that one going nowhere. And part of the problem for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we talked about it, is that this running game has not gotten going without Leonard Fournette. This offense looks, well, almost like their legs have been taken out from underneath them.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars looking a little bit like they're missing something tonight.
2nd and 11 for the Jaguars. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers split out to the left side. Blake Bortles under center with Grant looking to do something in this game. They're down 28-0. The rush comes. He's able to get it off quickly and finds Allen Hurns to the 30-yard line. Nice recognition by Colin Kaepernick, seeing the blitz coming and getting that one out of his hands quickly.
And so good call there by Kaepernick. I kind of wonder if there's any running plays or any formations for Kaepernick in this playbook right now. Jacksonville's got a guy that can run and move the chains with his legs. I'd be curious here if he drops back, doesn't like what he sees, if he's got that green light to run.
Now it's going to be Kaepernick under center. 3 wide receivers over to the right, 1 over to the left. Grant in the backfield, 3rd and 1, and it's going to be Kaepernick throwing it, and Kaepernick's going to go down. Bowser's 2nd sack of the day, and Jacksonville's going to be forced to punt once again. And boy, oh boy, it goes from bad to worse. I don't think any of these Jacksonville Jaguars are going to want a vacation in England anytime soon.
No, not at all. And really, you know, that was partially on Kaepernick. You got to feel that pressure step into your pocket, but his right tackle also missed it. Bowser ran the loop there and just beats his man around the corner. He turns the corner quickly. I thought Kaepernick could have stepped up into the pocket. Instead, he stays on the outside and takes that sack.
28-0, Baltimore on top. And while we have a moment here in the 3rd quarter, we want to give a big shout-out to our graphic sponsor and pregame sponsor, web3ks.com. They do that overlay you see here on NBL Live and a bunch of other graphics for us. So if you need graphics done for an affordable price, head over to web3ks.com. They are the leaders in affordable graphic design. Big shout out to all business over at web3ks.com. It's on 1st and 10. It's going to be Terrence West. And Terrence West might have another one as he's up to the 40. He's to the 30. The Jaguars trying to run him down, and Boye is able to get him down to the 12-yard line. But West over 100 yards. He's at 135 yards on the day. And it just goes from bad to worse as Terrence West breaks a big gainer on that one as they're in the red zone.
Can we talk about that display of tackling there? That was just a horrible missed tackle. West put on a juke after the tackler had missed. Jacksonville selling out and not getting home there.
1st and 10 for the Baltimore Ravens. Going to be handoff to Dixon into the game, who shakes off one tackler but can't shake off the other two. Bring him down in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. Sonny, at this rate, we're going to have to find something else to talk about in the 4th quarter because this football game, the fat lady, I think, is pretty much on stage at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I see you got a new Ohio State hat there. That looks very nice.
Thank you. I bought it at the Ohio State golf course.
Really? How'd you shoot?
Horrible. Well, awful. Horror awful, as I would say. So for me, not bad. 2nd and 11 for the Baltimore Ravens. 2 wide receivers split to each side. Terrence West in the backfield here on 2nd down. Ball on the 13-yard line. Baltimore looking to add to their lead as the handoff is going to be to West right up the middle. He's able to get up to this 7-yard line. Terrence West, 11 carries for 141 yards. Let's send it down to Z-Star. I think we have some injury news on Danny Woodhead.
Yes, he will be out for the game with a hip pointer, and I believe that's going to be a multi-week injury.
I don't think Baltimore's going to miss him a whole lot. Terrence West is tearing it up right now, and they've still got Dixon as well. And now it's a 3rd and 5. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. It looks like West trying to get something going, but he's going to be brought down at the 8-yard line. Baltimore's going to be forced to kick a field goal to extend it to a mere 31-point lead here on NBL Live. And, Sonny, we get to the question of, will this be one of the biggest blowouts in NBL Live history?
There have been a couple, but it could be up there. Jacksonville's defense not showing a ton of life. Malik Jackson with nice penetration there, though, but this offense has basically done nothing tonight.
Baltimore kicks it off to the Jaguars. He's going to take it at the goal line. Green up past the 15 to the 20. Trying to get to the 25, and he puts the ball on the ground. It is recovered by the Jaguars, and, I guess a stroke of luck for the Jaguars, but that's sort of how this game has gone as they fumbled the kickoff return. Luckily, they picked the ball back up, and they're just past the 25-yard line at the 26.
Yeah, do we say that's the first positive thing that's gone their way all night?
Is that technically a splash play if the fumble's recovered by their own team?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, 1st and 10 for Colin Kaepernick at the helm now here in the 2nd half. Kaepernick makes the absolute incorrect read there on the read option and goes down for a 3-yard loss. Going to bring him a 2nd and 13.
Well, that answers my question from earlier if they had any running plays in the playbook for him.
Firmly no.
Unfortunately, he can't execute said plays.
That run play may be for him, but maybe he should just stick to throwing the ball. It's on 2nd and 13. Kaepernick in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers on the left, 1 to the right for Kaepernick as he drops back to pass. He looks over the middle of the field. Flag is down, trying to find Allen Robinson, who can't come up with the catch. And the flag is going to be what else but a hold against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Baltimore will decline that one. Has there been a single thing that has gone well for the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game?
Yeah, Malik Jackson got that nice penetration on that 3rd down run.
That was nice, yeah, that was good.
That's all I got.
Their plane landed safely in England. That's good. That's positive. 3rd and 13 now for the Jaguars. Kaepernick looking to get something going, make this score mildly more respectable as 3 wide receivers out there, 2 over to the right, 1 to the left. Grant in the backfield. Blitz is coming, and the blitz is going to bring down Kaepernick in the backfield. Bowser's 3rd sack of the day. King Koopa with another sack, and Jacksonville's going to be forced to punt. I had one more Mario joke up my sleeve.
Did the Baltimore Ravens have anybody named other Mario characters? Can we look into that?
Can we switch this over to somebody playing Super Mario World? Because that's probably more interesting. As this one's going to get taken up to the 35-yard line. 2:06 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We appreciate everybody showing up to this absolute drubbing here on NBL Live broadcast number 121. I'm Oshie. I'm hanging out with my man Sonny Weaver. 3rd member of our crew, Z-Star. Hey, Star, you're down on the sidelines. Are you just getting popcorn at this point? What's happening? How is the concession stands looking here at the British Stadium?
I mean, at this point, I'm just thinking about my flight out of here. It's pretty quiet here on the Jacksonville sideline.
Yeah, we got that game tomorrow night as Jacksonville gets something to go for them. Paul Posluszny with a leaping interception. Sonny, Jacksonville has a chance, right?
Yeah, they've got a chance to maybe put some points on the board.
Points are good. You don't want to get shut out in a foreign country. 42-yard line. They only have to go 42 yards to the end zone. We'll see if Kaepernick and the offense can get something going. 3 wide receivers out there for Colin Kaepernick. 1 tight end on the right side of that formation. It's going to be Kaepernick dropping back to pass here. And he finds his tight end over the middle who, well, he drops it. So that was fun. 2nd and 10.
You know, the last time I saw a beating this bad involving England,
Oh, no.
I believe it was the Revolutionary War. USA. USA.
Shout out to the American history joke on that one. 2nd and... that wasn't even in England!
No, but they were involved, see? I worked it in there.
Well... all right, I'll give you that one. 2nd and 10, play action pass for Kaepernick. He's going to look deep over the right side, and Kaepernick overthrows Lee. I think it would have been a tough catch anyway, though, as 3 defenders were closing in on Lee. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. We thought Jacksonville might have an opportunity to put some points on the board, but this offense looks completely lost out there.
Yeah, the offense is quite lost. Like Christopher Columbus. Are you still making yourself
laugh? Yeah, God.
Christopher Columbus joke in there, too. We're going history jokes the rest of the game. Get ready, folks.
I'm so sorry. 3rd and 10. Kaepernick dropping back to pass. He's looking for the corner route. That one was about 4 yards off as it's going to be an incomplete pass. And Jacksonville has an opportunity here to kick what it looks like a 59-yard field goal. And it looks like they're sending the kicker out. Because what could go wrong on a field goal from 59 yards out in a driving rain? Looking to get this shutout off their back. As on 4th and 10, the ball is down, the kick is up, and it doesn't have enough leg. It is no good, and that turnover turned into nothing. Baltimore holds on to their 31-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a problem right there. I mean, you don't need to hurt the kicker's kicking average just to try to embarrass yourself a little less.
Well, this game, I would not put this in the game of the year voting, folks. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to be game of the year as the toss play out to the left side. Oh, no. Terrence West is gone again. Can he get past Boye this time? He gets past him. He breaks a tackle. And welcome to NBL Live, Terrence West. He's into an end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Baltimore extending their lead 37-0.
Yeah,
how you doing over there?
Plug bad history joke in for the Jaguars. That is embarrassing. I think Terrence West actually tried to fall down there, and he got pushed into the end zone by the Jacksonville defender.
So what's new in your life, Sonny? 38-0. Baltimore's on top.
We still got a whole quarter.
Yeah, we do. There's a minute 35 to go here in the. We still got a minute 34 of this 3rd quarter to get through. As Green's going to take this one past the 25-yard line up to the 27. I will say, Sonny, if you recommend for me to pick, I'm down in Vegas and I'm asking you for predictions and guys to pick. I'm not going with yours because your pick of Jacksonville winning this one was absolutely horrendous.
No, it was bad. Yeah. You know, those games in England, though, they're very hard to predict. You got to be careful about that.
The whole different time zone. They use the pound. It's very confusing. 38-0 Baltimore on top. And, Sonny, I think this actually may go down as one of the biggest blowouts in NBL Live history.
Yeah, it's kind of feeling like it right now. Normally, what we do during these blowouts is we talk about movies. Has anybody seen any good movies lately?
Any good movies out there? 1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3 tight ends out there. Grant in the backfield is on 1st down. It's going to be a handoff to Grant, and Grant's got a hole in the left side. Nice block thrown, and Grant might break the shutout for the Jacksonville Jaguars, finding excitement in anything as he struts into the end zone. Is that necessary?
Woo!
Was that strut necessary? You're down 38-6. Is it necessary to showboat into the end zone at that point?
Rumble, young man, rumble. Yes, it is. If there's nothing else going your way, at least look good looking like a jackass.
Well, there we
go.
Yep, there it is. Oh, my. Don't buy a lottery ticket, Jaguars fans, because this is not your lucky day. 38-6 now. Jacksonville finds a way to put points on the board, and then they doink the extra point off the left upright. And Baltimore's going to get the ball back here. While we have a second, we do want to implore people, if you're in that Florida area, please evacuate, because that hurricane looks real bad. And I'm no Florida. I'm up in Michigan. We don't get the hurricanes up here, but I don't think you should be in your house with that hurricane a-coming.
Yeah, that beatdown's going to be worse than this Baltimore-Jacksonville beatdown.
The old hurricane beatdown, Joe.
Heard a good one the other day. They should have called it Hurricane Robert Aguayo, because
he'd miss wide right.
He'd miss wide right.
You
know what? That's a good one. Shout out to whoever came up with that. That was good.
Man, talk about it. What was he, a 2nd-round draft pick?
He was, and it's that's a problem.
Dixon getting the carry right up the middle. He's got the 1st down, because why not? Up to the 35-yard line. 38-6, Baltimore on top. Yeah, talk about, everybody questioned that pick when it came out, because taking a kicker in the 2nd round. But Aguayo was so good at Florida State. Do you think it was just the pressure getting to him, and he's just got the yips and can't make field goals anymore?
I actually saw where it said he never had to really hit any kicks in crunch time. They looked back at his college kicks. Yeah. And he really, most of his kicks were made in blowouts or early in games, not with game winners. So they now question if he has the ability to kick in high-pressure situations.
1st and 10 now for the Baltimore Ravens, up 38-6. It's going to be Flacco handing off the ball once again to Dixon, who breaks around the left side, and he's got a big hole again. He makes a man miss, and he's going to get up to the 47-yard line. Sonny, you'd think in a 38-6 game, Jacksonville would expect the run coming and find a way to stop it, but so far Baltimore has done all their damage on the ground.
Yeah. When was the last time Joe Flacco threw a pass?
2nd quarter? Had to be 2nd quarter. I don't think he has not thrown one in the 2nd half.
Does Joe Flacco have any touchdowns?
No. I don't think so. No.
Who's got all the touchdowns?
Well, the defense. They got one. West has 2. Dixon has 1. How many more do we need?
Like 4.
Crap. Math. 38-6. Baltimore on top. They also got a field goal because that was fun. 5:44 and counting go in the 4th quarter. And Baltimore comes out in the shotgun here. 2nd and 13. 2 wide receivers over to the left. One to the no, he has thrown a touchdown. He hit Rashad Perriman for a touchdown.
Oh, that's
Remember that one?
That was early.
Yeah.
That was the first touchdown, right?
That was like 2 NBL lives ago.
Yeah, it feels like it.
You want to know what I'm excited for? This weekend in college football has some great games. What we got? USC and
Stanford?
Yeah, USC and Stanford, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Florida and Northern Colorado. Shout out to the Northern Colorado Bears. Played Michigan State in 2011, and they brought like 4 fans. It was hilarious. I loved it. Shotgun formation for Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens. 3 wide receivers out there. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and Flacco's just going to hand this off. It's worked so far. And why not another 1st down for Terrence West, who's reached over 200 yards, 14 carries, 204 yards, and 2 touchdowns, folks. Stick with us to the end of the game. We'll have our NBL Live Player of the Game selection here for broadcast number 121. I have a feeling it might be a cardinal direction winning this game. I know it will not be Blake Bortles.
Yeah, that's probably self-explanatory, but you never know. You never know. There's still a whole quarter left to be played.
Handoff to Dixon, who he's going to get up near the first down marker to the 27-yard line. Dixon has 52 yards on the ground. The running game, look at that. Jacksonville brought in Gage 8. They brought 8 men rushing, and Dixon was still able to get 9 yards on the ground.
Can we talk about the 253 yards rushing Baltimore's put up in this game?
Sure. What do you want to talk about?
That's not good.
No, not well. I mean, it's very good for Baltimore. Baltimore has looked great as if Dixon stays outside there, he's in the end zone.
That's another touchdown. We'll just give him that one, too.
Okay, we'll just put that on the board here. I think at this point, Baltimore's just looking to get out of here without any injuries. Jacksonville's looking to get out of here, period. I think I've seen some people go. Has anybody on the sidelines on Jacksonville got into the locker room yet? Are they still waiting out for this game in the rain?
They're still all here on the sideline with their heads down, and I'm just focused on my cheese fries and thinking, boy, I can play running back for the Ravens. No,
Joe Flacco just threw a pass. It was incomplete. Wait. 7 pass attempts on the game. 7 pass attempts.
Did you say cheese fries?
Yeah, I'm enjoying some nice cheese fries right now.
I believe in England
blowout.
they're called cheese chips.
We're in England. You should be eating some
No, they're called cheese
fish
chips.
And chips. We need some fish and chips.
I don't know if they have fish and chips at Wembley Stadium.
Oh, for sure. With little malt vinegar?
They do. It's a little pricey, so I just went with the safe bet.
Hey, by the way,
cheese fries. Can't go wrong with cheese fries.
Shout out to Pricey.
Yeah. Hey, are those is that aged cheddar
Gouda.
on those cheese?
Gouda.
Is it aged well?
Some fine aged cheddar.
Good
what
stuff.
What is happening in my life? I'm having
shout out to Pricey.
He's that one wasn't even particularly close, Joe. Joe, come on! 38-6, 4th and 10. Field goal units being sent out. Baltimore looking to extend their lead because why not? Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is no good, but a flag on the play, and it's going to be a roughing the kicker. I don't know whether. Yep, they're going to accept it. Why not? Bad to worse, folks. This is, if you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fans, turn away, switch to something else. I'm sure there are some great other YouTube channels, videos. You probably have a book to read at this point. 38-6. Baltimore on top. It's going to be handoff to Dixon, who's going to lunge forward to the 10-yard line. Bring up a 2nd and 8. Oh, hey, you want to know what else is this weekend? That whole NFL thing gets going. That's gonna be
fun. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Well, I'm a Browns fan, so no one looks forward to the start of NFL season.
No, that's a problem.
But don't worry, if I don't watch the Browns, I get to watch the Lions, so that's gonna be disappointing.
Oh boy.
2nd and 8. Flacco driving back to pass.
Whoa. I think Flacco's trying to hit the
look
guys
out!
Yeah, Flacco's throwing that in the upper deck for souvenirs at this point.
Got to give the fans who paid to see this game something to look at. Flacco comes out, I formation, 3rd and 8. This is going to be a handoff to Kenneth Dixon. He's going to be taken down. I think that's a face mask. That's absolutely a face mask. Why not? But they just declined it. They're just trying to get out of here, and Jacksonville just doing all they can to make sure that they stick around 38-6. Baltimore's just going to kick the field goal here. The kick is up, and it is good. 41-6, Baltimore on top. And if you're still here, you must be either a Ravens fan or a glutton for punishment.
No, they just really like listening to us. That's really what it is.
The dulcet tones of OSU and Sonny, intermediately broken in with the New York tones of our cheese fry eating Z-Star. Okay, you're done. You don't ever turn on the mic to do that again.
Hey, Z, have you had one too many pints down there on the sideline?
Any crumpets?
No, but after watching this game, I think I'm gonna need quite a few.
Did you see any crumpets? 1st and 10, 2:25 to go here in this game before it's mercifully over. As on 1st down, they're gonna hand it off to Grant, who spins off a tackler and finds a way to still lose a yard. Grant, 102 yards on the day. 75 of them were on one play. Maybe the one bright spot, I guess. I don't know. The silver lining is tough to see through this rain.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a silver lining in this thing at all.
2:07 and counting, getting down to the 2-minute warning. 41-6. It's going to be a quick toss to Grant. Well, that's a nifty little run there for Grant as he gets up to the first down marker. I think just past it. It's a first down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And all of a sudden, the rally caps are not on. The umbrellas are out, though. The fat lady is singing. We're just waiting for this one to be over, folks. You know what I'm going to do right now? We're going to call an audible. I'm just going to throw up that NBL live schedule so we can talk about what's coming up. We'll keep you posted on this one, I guess. There you go. There's that NBL live schedule. No game next week, as that one is intercepted, folks. I'm not kidding. It was just picked off. Sorry you missed it. But no game next week. Week 6, though, we might have a change in that game. I'm getting
Wait, no game next week?
There's no game next week. That was a scheduled bye week.
No, Seattle Indies next week.
Oh, yes, week 4. Next week, I'm thinking ahead to this weekend. We have a game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. But then no game for this weekend, so everybody can just focus on the great college football and NFL matchups coming up. Week 6, I believe, is going to be changed. Browns, Texans. That one I'm almost positive is going to be changed. Because big shout out to our Texans owner, Justin. He's on one of those crews that helps these disaster-ridden towns get their electricity back. So I believe he's going to actually going to Houston, like real Houston, not the Houston Texans. Hey, and then look at that, week 7, we get to see the Jacksonville Jaguars again. They play the Colts.
Oh, that looking forward to that one.
But yeah, next week, interesting game here on NBL Live. Seahawks and Colts. Seattle owner Kyle, the flat killer Matt Miller, coming into Seattle. And that Seattle team, Sonny, we talked about it during the NBL EA Access tournament. That Seattle team is incredibly talented, and I think colossally overlooked in the grand scheme of things.
Well, they are, except one thing. You've got Matt Miller, the quarterback killer, as Trevon Boykin and Russell Wilson go down last week.
He had the kicker. He had the kicker into the game.
Blair Walsh played quarterback for the whole second half of that game. I think they're working on getting a quarterback in Seattle right now, but I got a lot of concerns about who they're going to be able to throw out there and what they're going to be able to do.
I saw they picked up Austin Davis. Have you heard if they've signed anyone else?
Not that I heard of. I heard some trades were in the work, though.
Well, yeah, no doubt. I mean, Blair Walsh is a very good kicker. He is not a very good quarterback, though, as could not lead the comeback there. And so the Seattle Seahawks, with whichever quarterback they have, they're going to face off against the Indianapolis Colts and owner Tout just up into the NBL. And Sonny, what is to be expected from this Indianapolis Colts team that, much like the Ravens, I just got word the Seahawks signed quarterback Taysom Hill. So that's fun.
Strikes fear into my heart.
It does. What do we do expect from this Colts team going forward? Is this a team that, I mean, Andrew Luck is a mainstay, but beyond that, what else do they have?
My scouting report I've heard from them is they like to throw a lot of corner routes. So be on the lookout for corner routes. Well,
this game is finally over, folks. 41-6. Baltimore wins this one. They're going to move to 2-1 on the season. The Jaguars are going to drop to 0-3. Sonny, we talked about in the pregame how Chad Henne really threw away the first 2 games. They had double-digit leads. There was no chance of Blake Bortles throwing away this one, though.
No, that lead was long gone. I'm not sure who being quarterback would have really mattered in this game. This game was over from the start.
And now it's time to make our selection for the NBL Live Player of the Game here for broadcast number 121. And Sonny, we could banter and fake like we're discussing. It's Terrence West. Terrence West was absolutely the engine that ran this game.
Yeah, Terrence West, and actually the whole Baltimore Ravens offense and offensive line and running backs, it was really one of those group efforts. But yeah, Terrence West really put on a nice show today, and he's your NBL Live Player of the Game.
254 yards on the ground for the entire team, and West, he had 204 of those rushing yards. He's your Player of the Game selection for NBL Live broadcast number 121. If you want to check out the archives of all of our NBL Live games, head over to our website at 365.maddenbomberleague.com. You can check it out under the NBL Live tab. Sonny, we're done. We can get out of here, but not too long until our game tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on the network. Final thoughts on this drubbing?
Thank God it's over.
Thank God it's over. For my co-host, Sonny Weaver, and the third member of our crew, Z-Star, I'm OSU. Your final score, once again, Baltimore shellacks the Jacksonville Jaguars 41-6. We'll see you tomorrow night for Week 4 action, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on NBL Live.